Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Bal, and here in the channel we 3D print random things. Today we're gonna 3D print a yellow box with a hinge. The hinge is printed in place, therefore you don't need any support material. And the box is quite sturdy. Here I am shaking it and putting it together. You can see it's quite firm. I added this feature where it has a small little lip. The lip provides a nice mating feature for the top and bottom. So let's go to Solidworks and make the piece. So here we are in Solidworks. So the first thing I want to do is go to the front plane and add in our radius for the hinge. So the hinge is going to be 0.2 of an inch, and then I want a separation between the hinge and the box. So add these two pieces right here for construction and make them equal. They both will be 0.03 of an inch, and make this also a reference plane. Now we're going to draw in our square for our box. Our box is going to be 3 inches, but I want to make this parametric, so I'm going to add this width of 3. And then over here I'm going to add the depth at 2. Now I just do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so now we have our front view, and I'll extrude our box out. Gonna do a mid plane so we can be in the center of our plane, and it's also gonna be 3 inches. So I'm going to make this our length and change this to 3. So since I made those global parameters, we can later go in and change how big we want this box. So here's the bottom piece, and I want to shell this out. I'm gonna shell it out with a 0.1, and here's my top piece. I want to do the same thing, but this time I'm going to add it in a little bit of clearance, so we can add a little lip so it stays in a little better. So we have 0.1, 1.3, actually 1.45. Okay, so now I want to go to the sketch, and I actually want to show the reference one. And now I go to the top plane, and we're going to sketch out our hinge. Our hinge is going to be three portions. So here's the middle portion. And there are multiple ways you can make your hinge, but this is one of the ways I like to make it. And now we do the same thing for the top. And one for the bottom. I'm gonna add in these distance constructions. Make them equal to each other. At the same time, it'll be 0.03. Set these two. Set these two to be equal. Set this one to be linear with the top. Same thing with the bottom. And then set these two to equal each other. And we'll have a separation between here and here at 0.3 also. Now this is kind of steep, so I want to change this one to approximately 45. So 90 plus 45 is 135. There we go. And same thing happens to our bottom. And we can now revolve our piece. And I'll set my contours for this one, and this last one. What is this? Okay, Okay, so now we have our hinge in place. So if I hide this piece, I have my piece right here. I'm going to do a cross section so you can see. So you see that after I cut it, you can see there's a small gap in between. So once we print this, it can print in place, and it'll have a turn off this section view. And now I'm gonna also re-show both boxes. So the next thing we're gonna do is attach our hinges to the box. So for this, I'm going to create a reference plane, and it's going to be from the top, and I want it to be right on the bottom of our hinge. So our hinge was 0.2 diameter, so at 0.1 I brought it down right underneath it. So now I can go to my plane that I just created, and I'm gonna sketch on this plane. Actually, before I do this, we're gonna go back to revolve and sketch this up. I actually want this piece right here to be 25% of our length. So length is 3, and I'm gonna do 0.25. So now that I changed it to 0.25, everything can change automatically when we change the global variables. Going back to our plane that we created, we're going to attach them to the bottom. So I want to just attach half of this to this half, and same thing for this side. Attach half here, and the middle portion I am actually gonna do it on the opposite side to the left. And now we can extrude up to the surface of our pin, and you can see now you can see that it created a little connection point right to the side of it. What I want to do now is actually connect this to the box, but I want to be able to print this in place, so I want to have a 45 degrees angle right here, so our printer does not require any support. Bring it down, attach it here, attach it up here, bring it back, and now that I have everything in place, I can extrude this out, and I want it to be the same length as the other one. So I know earlier that I made this the length times 0.25. And I flipped the direction so it'd be right there and matched up, and you want to merge the results. So here we are. We have the whole piece connected, and this piece is at 45. Well, we don't know yet because I actually forgot to dimension it. So here I am. I'm going to put this piece here and here. And I'm actually going to do a little larger than 45. So let's do 55. 90 plus 55. Okay, so we are good there. And now we want to repeat the other side. So instead of going in and doing the exact same thing, I could just mirror this piece. So because earlier we did it right in the center, I can just choose my top plane as my center, as my reference plane, and then I can mirror this. Okay, so now on this side we have the exact same thing. Now we need to do the centerpiece. So the centerpiece, I am going to hide this side, or I can just, and I want to be able to connect this piece. Grab this piece right here. I'm going to sketch from here. Give me a 45 or 55, and same thing. 90 plus 55. And now we can extrude this. We can extrude this up to the surface of the other side. Now we have our pieces that are attached at the halfway point. I'm going to unhide this. There we go. So now I have my whole one box. So right here, you actually can just print this and it can be done, but I did make this side a little larger so I can add this little lip. The lip will fit directly inside of this and it'll give it a nicer snug fit. So let's go back into here and we're going to sketch on this plane. I want to grab this entity inside and I want to make an offset, and the offset would be 0.03. And after this we can extrude this out, and I just want to extrude this little portion right here at 0.1 of an inch. And so if I move this, you can see extruded. So now we have our box and we can print this out, or if we want to, we can also add extra features on the side like creating holes, but for this one I'm just going to leave it as a solid body. So earlier we made some global variables, so if I go into the equations right here, we can manage our equation and we have the width, depth, and length. So let's say I wanted to change my depth to only be 1 inch and then made my width 4 inches and another 4 inches. I can do that. So it easily updates, and then you can just create a box that to your liking. So here we are in a Bamboo Studios, and we're going to add in our STL file for the 3-inch box. I'm just going to auto orient it, and we can see that everything is looking okay. I'm going to print it at 0.2 millimeters and be a yellow color. Yellow, why? Because why not? Okay, so now we have a yellow box. What am I going to put in this 3-inch box? Who knows? You can put anything in there. So slice it and off to the printer it goes. So here we are with the final print. It finished in about 1 hour. Came out pretty nice. Well, here it is, and you can put anything inside. Maybe you want to put a deck of cards inside. Well, look at that, it fits. Well, maybe I don't want a deck of cards. Maybe I'll put in some keys. Wow, perfect. This box is amazing. 100% recommend. Just kidding. Well, you can fit everything. Just kidding. You can't put in this Allen wrench. Alright everybody, thanks for staying here till the very end. I hope you enjoyed the project for making a box with a hinge. Stay tuned for the next one. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this.